This lens has a removable lens mount, allowing it to be mounted on any modern mirrorless camera. Now, these lens mounts were introduced in 1982, a very long time ago, and previously they were really only used on high-end cinema cameras, generally made by ARRI and RED. These are very high-end equipment that the average consumer would really never get their hands on. But with the introduction of mirrorless cameras, this lens mount has become more and more popular because it allows you to buy a set of lenses and use them between different brands of cameras that you might have in your collection. It allows you to also move between brands and bring your lenses with you. And although the equipment that you use to do this is generally called an adapter, what you'll see just by looking at the lens itself is that it is a lot more than that. It really is truly a removable lens mount. And that's because the entire back part of the lens, including the optics, are uncovered when you do not have the adapter on. And you put the adapter on to actually finish the entire back part of the lens. The other thing about these adapters is they lock in a way that there is no movement. It is essentially the rear half of the lens, or the rear sort of quarter of the lens, locking in place, and you have absolutely no movement. And now I've just taken this unfinished or incomplete lens and turned it into an E-mount lens. And over here, I've got another one which has another adapter on the back, and this is an RF lens. And as you can see, it's just a matter of removing that back part of the lens and putting the adapter on. And just to give you a comparison of adapting these lenses and using them on any mirrorless camera to what is probably the most popular style lens to adapt or mount to adapt, this is an EF to E adapter. This is a Canon EF lens mount that adapts to a Sony E mount. And what you'll see traditionally, if you've ever adapted one of these lenses, this just acts as a spacer between the camera mount, the Sony camera mount, and the lens. And when we use this in real world use, we have a lens which is a specific size, and we're just adding space between the lens and the camera body so that the camera has the lens in the position it needs so that that lens can focus properly. The big difference here is an EF adapter. First of all, it locks in a way that there is play. There's always play in EF lenses. And now you've got the play here between the EF lens and the lens adapter, and you'll have a little bit of play between the adapter and the lens. There's always a little bit of play, and now you have multiplied that times 2. Where with a PL mount lens, you're effectively removing the entire back part of the lens and then sliding it and locking it into place. And what you'll see is there is just no play whatsoever. That is not going anywhere, where you've got that double series of play when you're using an EF mount adapter. The other thing that happens with an EF adapter is you actually increase the overall size of the lens when using the adapter on the lens. Where with a PL mount adapter, as you can see, you're actually replacing the whole rear of the lens. So you're surrounding the lens itself, which actually doesn't add to the length or bulk of the lens. And the particular adapters I'm using were made by NISI. They did send them out to me at no cost to myself, as well as the NISI set of Athena lenses. And they come in a variety of mounts. There's definitely E mount, L mount, GFX mount now. I'll put a list in the description down below so you can see what is available. And whenever I have a choice of buying a set of lenses, right now I'm always going with something that can be adapted. And for cinema lenses, I'm always going with a PL mount. And for sort of photography lenses, I'm always going with an M mount. These two lens mounts turn out to be effectively a universal mount. So you can move them from system to system. I can use them between my Canon, Sony, and Panasonic systems. I'm currently ordering a Nikon camera. I'll be able to use those on that Nikon camera now. So it just means that I'm not restricted to one brand when I'm using a PL mount lens. So if you're looking at a new set of cinema lenses and they come in PL mount, I strongly recommend you consider the PL mount. And if you're interested in my opinion on the new NISI Athena set of lenses, what I think are probably the best budget cinema lenses on the market right now, I've just thrown a video on screen now. This is my video on those lenses, and I've got a variety of different image samples and a whole bunch of different situations to kind of let you make up your own mind if you think those cinema lenses might be right for you.